Bruce Lee's JKD Jeet Basic Footwork Part 2. Now, in the previous video, we've taught you kind of the push shuffle, the basic kind of moving forward and backward. But sometimes even we don't just move forward and backward. Right. We want to move to the side to side.
Correct.
How would that apply?
Lateral footwork, or if you're going side to side, is you're avoiding someone's oncoming attack. If he was heading towards you, you have to move away from that. You can't stay in that line. Now, that's also too to find an opening. You're not necessarily moving to the side just to move to the side. You're moving
because you want to go from point A to point B. Yep.
So if I was going to teach a beginner, again, you still have the lateral adjustment here with the feet. You don't want to be in an L position or flat-footed or do this. You want to still have that spring. And the first thing I do is okay, I want you to do 2 steps. So break it up in half. So you go 1, 2. That's it. And the next one will go 1, 2.
Okay.
So that way you get used to the motion.
Yep.
You want this, and you always want to have this other leg available. Who's to say that you're not going to use this leg when needed? If you put this right behind you, you lost that. Okay, and that's the problem. How do you move on a straight line? Our bodies don't work to that, because we have to be under our hips. So this is better, and that way you're able to move with ease. Now the common mistake I see is usually somebody goes here.
Oh yeah, so they kind of cross leg like that.
Yeah,
right?
so it's a little off balance. That's not to say that that could happen. You could do that just out of relaxation, or if you're moving to the side. But you wouldn't do that on the basis of you actually attacking the opponent. So the best thing to do is get used to making sure you maintain this. Okay, maintain this. So now that's 2 steps. 1, 2.
And you know you're doing it right when, let's say, if I draw a line again, from here to there, this is a line, strict line. So after Sifu moves to here, the line should still be, so you wouldn't be, after we move, suddenly you're like this.
Correct.
Right? Or suddenly when you move, you're like now too wide open.
Yes.
So the line should always be there. So kind of measure, when I first practiced this, I could actually use a measure tape where you have a center in the middle. Right, and I would have like 3 of them. I would just make sure.
That's fine.
Yeah, it takes a while, right? It takes a while to do this, right?
Yeah, and those lines will help you. I mean, if you need lines to help you make sure that you're not overstepping, because sometimes you can overstep and then you're crossing. Or if you go this way, you're doing this and then you feel off balance. So when you're doing this, you shouldn't feel off balance. Now, it may feel awkward in the very beginning, because if you're not used to doing this,
because we don't walk this way, right?
Exactly.
So it's more
Everybody's
difficult.
used to just standing normally, knees up. If you don't have a solid foundation with your knees, I would suggest you keeping your knees bent for a while, just so you can get those quads
That's where
to work.
Kind of the Chinese, right?
If they want to
do, right? Yeah.
Yes,
do a little bit that. Strengthen your muscle a little bit.
Exactly. But I mean, if you, again, bending your knees slightly, relaxing, being able to breathe and get the oxygen into your legs and muscles and things like that. That way you're able to move with ease. Otherwise, if you're too rigid.
Yeah, and at first when you're practicing, you'll feel the burn. You'll feel the calves is burning, you feel this is burning, the thigh is burning. It's normal because you're so tense up, right? But once you develop the muscle, it shouldn't feel like that.
Correct. So going back to the lateral footwork, if I decided to move to my right, okay, I have to move my right foot first.
Right there.
And bring this one. If I move to my left, I move my left foot first, then I bring this one.
Right.
Now, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is being able to do it all at once, just like what we did on the push-shuffle. Right. So what I have to do is push with this foot and
Pay
lift.
attention to this foot here.
Yes. If I lift my front foot up, it almost looks like it's doing 2 steps, but you can see I'm going to utilize push. Now, the best way to describe it is that this one pulls in as soon as this slants. Push with this one, there you are. So then you can start working on that speed or that pull a little later. Now, depending on the grips of the shoes too, you might end up getting some friction on the ground, but you could do it with socks, you could do it barefoot. Prefer with shoes because that's where you're going to be in most of the time. Do it with boots if you want.
Yeah. Try that first. So you're using your natural momentum, right? Don't fight your own momentum where, okay, I want to move fast, but I want to drag this along, I want to move this, and I want to drag this. Yes, you're using your natural spring.
Correct.
Right, and you see it's much faster when you do that, all the movement, right? And then you can combine the front and the back and then the side lateral movement as well. So again, I'm going to bring Jack back in here so we can, again, correct him and so learn from that as well. Now, sometimes people, they see what Bruce does in the movies, and they think that's part of JKD. And I think there's so much misinformation out there. It's like in maybe the second movie, oh, Bruce moved like this way, I should move like that, or you know, whatever, you know, the game of the death, and then that's how he moved. That's not it. It's like you watch a Jackie Chan movie, jumps off a building, oh, that's how he fights. It makes no sense, right? So Sifu, what's the correct way of doing this?
Okay, so just to keep the body down, not bouncing around or moving your hands this way. And in fact, you know, to get to the, okay, never mind. Let's cut that
We'll do that. We'll cover that in another video.
So at this rate, what you want to be able to do is, again, keep your body down, keep your hands up. Don't bounce around. All you need to do is focus on your foot positioning. So are your feet parallel? Again, are they doing this? Is it the heel to toe alignment? I mean, you got to look at that every single time.
And it feels a bit awkward, right? You can see, right? You can feel that. It takes a little bit of practice for sure.
So if you have a mirror at home, that's what I would suggest. Get in front of the mirror, make sure that you are moving in the right positions, and make sure that you know your other foot is coming along with the right foot and so forth. But here, all you need to do is move to the right with your right foot. Right foot moves first, that's it, and that one leads. The other way, good. And as long as you're going sideways, the mistake again on these is not only could you be crossing over your own legs, but you could be going sideways and then back. It almost feels like a push-shuffle. It's the same thing. You want to be able to go literally to the side. Get used to that. Side, okay? Try it. Go to your right. Good, now to your left. Good, that's better. Now you're in this position. Very good. Go ahead, do it again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. Again, to the right, to the left, to the right, and to the left. Good. Now, see how I'm announcing the number? I'm going 1. Okay, 1, 2. Remember what I said on the rhythm? I'll go 1. There you go. 2. Okay, as long as it's to your left.
Yeah, and make sure when you're practicing, you don't get in a bad habit with practicing lateral movement. Don't go that way. It would feel like you're trying to go that way. We're trying to do this. Then, of course, later in the future, we can move one other directions. But for now, forward, backward, and side to side. No cheating of, oh, maybe, because it'll feel like easier.
Exactly.
It would feel easier, but you want to practice this.
Yeah,
right?
Don't make things easy for yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough first, then the
gets
easiness or the simplicity of it comes in later.
Yeah, okay.
Go to the right, left, right, left. Okay, so again, I'm going to get right in front of you, not to interfere with camera angles. Okay, right, left. Okay, it still feels like you're going back a little bit.
Yeah, see how you go that and that, just like this.
Go to your right.
Yeah. Yes.
Go to your left.
Right.
Much better. Very good.
Good.
1, 2. All right. Stay there. Ready? Listen to the way I sound. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. As you can tell, Jack is already utilizing a little bit of the spring. So now what I want you to do is try to use a push with your left foot if you move it to your right. Okay? Use that to your advantage because it makes you move quicker.
Now, it's easy because, again, Jack, because he's got Thai boxing experience, so you can see it's very easy for him to get back to that stance, right? Where this should be more that, heels is up, right? So try that, keep that stance and feel that.
Right. Try it. 1, 2. Good. So now you know where you need to push, right? So when you move to your right, push with your left foot. Okay? Your right foot should already hover on it on its own right now. 1. Better. 2. Good. Remember.
So this foot should also be like kind of.
No.
No.
That one's flat.
That one is flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you move to your right, push, Move to your left, push with the right foot now. Good. So see, when you move to your left, you're pushing with your right foot. When you move to your right, you're pushing with your left foot.
So you feel the momentum, it's that, right? From this side,
yes.
Right? This side, it's this.
Gives you a
So
trigger
push,
effect.
Boom. Right, because you won't see it, I'm just explaining the kind of the momentum, right? If you're moving this way, is that. You don't literally step on it, but it's what it feels like. You're using the ground, right, Sifu?
Yes. All right. Ready? We're going to go, I'll say forward, back,
Okay.
right, left.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Forward, back, forward, right, left, forward, back, forward, left, right, forward, back, right, left. Okay,
Good, good. Now, Sifu, also I know when we're practicing, I think what you also taught me is you can bounce a little bit, depends on the situation.
Right.
But at first, when you practice, we kind of want to be still, like stationary still, and then there's no cheating.
Correct.
Right. You practice your move, and then later on you can change the rhythm and the pace of it. Then you can move your hand and do a little bit of that. But when you're learning it, it's better not to develop those bad habits, right?
Correct.
Because I kind of went through that on myself as well.
Yeah, you can explore and again extend to a point where, hey, you know what, I want to exaggerate whatever move it looks like. Go ahead and do it, but again, come back to the simplicity of things, because if I wanted to throw a punch this way, and then all of a sudden I change it up, that's the idea behind broken rhythm anyways.
Yeah.
So utilizing the mistakes,
Yeah.
so opponents can try to see the mistakes, and then you got an efficient hand or an upper hand there. So
Maybe I'll give you a bonus tip before wrap this up is, Sifu, why don't we want to bounce around? Okay, because a lot of different, even boxing, right? He's Thai boxing the rhythm, right?
Yeah. Somebody can time you if you continue the same cadence. If you're always bouncing and all of a sudden you stop the bounce, that's when you tag them. So yeah, that's good to not bounce. And you know, you naturally do that. Why? It's because we're trying to breathe. We're trying to bring that oxygen
It's our
back.
rhythm, right?
Right? It's just natural for us to just, right, move that head around and just be like bouncing. And that's
Like
why
that.
people bounce. It's to maintain and continue. Don't bounce.
Right.
Keep it still.
Right. That's why. So, and also think about it, if you're in a self-defense situation, the dumbest thing you can do is you want the other guys, I want to fight. And the best way you want the guys, hey, you wanna go? You wanna go? You wanna go? Let's go, like that, you know. Versus, hey, you're from nothing. And that's one thing I learned from Sifu. When we hit the pad or different training drill, from nothing, boom, to something, and from nothing, boom, to something. Most people don't train that.
Right.
Most people put up the hand and do that, right? So it's all part of that. We might cover that in a future video, but for now, that's the basic footwork. So in the previous video, we show you how to move forward, backward. This will show you how to move side to side. Combine them, different rhythm, have a training partner, right?
Correct.
They can clap, they can do 1, 2, 3, 4, mix it up, mix it up. Comment below if you have other footwork questions, or if you want to see maybe other type of applications, maybe combined with the strikes, the kicks, how that works. Comment below, because we cannot read your mind. You need to let us know what you want to see. We will make a future video based on that. Give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below. Subscribe button below right there, right? And check out our other JKD videos on the right as well. Until next time, practice safe, practice hard, be water, my friend.